Hey guys, so about a week ago, Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan made a video called Is It Wrong to Question Our Raw Food Leaders? And in that video, he featured a comment by yours truly, and I wanted to take a moment to respond. Um, I'm going to post the link to his video below so you can check it out before you watch this. First of all, I want to start by saying that I think the name raw food teachers would be a little bit more appropriate because these people are teaching what works for them and what they've seen work for other people. Um, I don't know if they're trying to lead us anywhere. For me, I was struggling with making raw work, and the works of Doug Graham and other people have helped me succeed more at staying raw. So about starch. Um, I have said on multiple occasions I'm cool with Ryan and Angie eating starch. A little bit of starch. I've said I'm cool with it. But I want to make this clear. Ryan, if starch resonates with you for any reason and you want to eat starch, I'm not going to tell you you shouldn't eat it. Um, there are tons of reasons for eating starch. It's more socially acceptable. You can go out and eat with your friends, and community is a big part of health. So, right there, that's one for starch as far as I'm concerned. Maybe there's some vitamins and minerals that you can get through your steamed vegetables and tomato sauces and other things that you wouldn't get through the variety of raw foods you have available. It's cheaper. Um, and there are just, a whole bunch of reasons why it might be reasonable to include some cooked foods. Um, I think that a raw food diet can be the healthiest diet, but that doesn't mean that where you live necessarily that raw food is the healthiest way to eat. I could eat all raw. I could eat, just bananas and raisins and still not be that healthy because I'm missing the I'm missing the wide array of nutrients. I'm here in Oregon, and the variety of fruit's not that good, and even the fruit I'm getting isn't fully ripened. So it might make sense for me to go to the farmer's market and get some kale rapini, steam that up and eat it. There's pros and cons to that. The pro is that it provides me all these different nutrients, and the con is that, it's got all the problems with cooked food and doesn't digest like fruit sugar. So some other comments that Ryan made. Ryan seems to feel that the raw vegan crew isn't thinking critically and that we're just blindly following leaders and we're kind of cultish. Um, I like Doug Graham a lot. What he says really resonates with me. I love the way he presents it. He seems really professional to me. I don't know him as a person, but I really like the work he does. Um, and I've used a lot of what he's brought to the table, and I look at it and I analyze it and I think about it, and I don't do everything he says. I've experimented with adding some more fat, which I don't like. I do like keeping it below 10% if I can. If I can get good quality fruit and still keep under 10%, I'm very happy. Um, but there's one thing in particular that doesn't resonate with me. Um, that Doug Graham says, which is, eat a ton of vegetables every day. And vegetables, they don't resonate with me. Before I went raw, don't get me wrong, I'd eat tons of vegetables. I've got no problem eating tons of vegetables. But what I've noticed is that when I get on a high fruit diet, I want them less and less and less, especially when I can get good quality fruit. And, I remember one day I was looking at this thing of romaine, and I was thinking, okay, what are the best parts of this romaine? And it's the sweet part, near the base of the leaf. And, I open up the romaine, and it's got all that dirt toward the base. So I had to wash it off. And so I thought, okay, well, if I'm in the wild, the only way I'm going to eat this is if there's a river nearby, and I can pick this romaine, and I can go and wash it off and then eat it. And that really doesn't make sense to me. And in addition, when I eat vegetables, I don't have the same kind of energy. I can't go for a run right after. So I feel really great on just fruit. Just fruit resonates with me. I don't shun vegetables by any means. If I want them, I eat them. If I don't, I don't. I know Vic, who's also a big proponent of Doug Graham. She's also fondly called the Raw Commander. um, yeah, I just gave you that nickname again. Um, but she's going to her fifth year raw, and recently she just stopped eating vegetables, and that's a big thing because she's a vegetable grower. She and her husband own 300 acres um, in California where they grow mostly just vegetables, and then summer melons and tomatoes. And she stopped eating vegetables because they don't feel right for her anymore. So we are doing what feels best for us, and we are thinking about it. Personally, I don't see why, I can't understand logically why you'd eat rice at dinner but not at breakfast. That doesn't make any sense to me. The food I eat, I want to be good whenever I'm going to eat it. So those are my thoughts on that. Um, I think cooked food is a good option for a lot of people. Um, and I think cooked food is an important part of moving into the raw food process. Even Ann Osborne has talked about, bouncing between raw and then eating some chickpeas and stuff and realizing that the cooked food doesn't make her feel good. She's also talked about using cooked food to slow down the detox. And I think that's really important. I think cooked food is key for detoxing. Just like starting to go raw throughout the day and then eating the cooked food. Because, like, it's like I was experimenting with cooked food or raw food a long time before I figured out how to make it work. And even then, even eating a pretty healthy cooked vegan diet, um, I detoxed tremendously. Um, the first 4 or 5 days I did it. So I think it is an important part of the process, and I think it's okay to be in that process where you're still eating cooked food. Um, and I also feel that in order to reach our potentials, we probably need to figure out how to make raw food work for us. Um, and there are, a whole bunch of different things that work for different people. I've heard of people adding some protein powders, and that gets rid of their cooked food cravings at night. Some people like more vegetables. Tara feels like they're essential for her. I know some other people do. Um, but what I feel like is kind of being missed here is that this raw food community, many people in it went to it because they realized there was something to these raw foods, and that cooked foods didn't really seem to work. Um, so that's what I'm about. Cooked foods, cooked vegan food's so much better than the animal products. So much better than eating a ton of fat. I would not recommend either of those things. But I definitely notice a remarkable decline in my vitality and fitness as soon as I have any cooked food. Just a couple weeks ago, I stumbled and had a thing of chickpeas, thinking like, okay, they're not going to be that bad. 4 hours later, I wanted to go on a run. Just had this like difficulty breathing, and it was really intense. It just made me feel terrible. So that's where I am with cooked food. It's fine if you're somewhere different. I really wish I could, have baked potato wedges and homemade ketchup and, feel balanced and normal. I can't do it. Maybe you feel like you can now, and that's fine too. Maybe one day you find that you don't, and you want to try to make raw work again. We're all on our individual journeys. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I don't know what you should do. That's not my place. My place here is to speak my truth, and you can resonate with it or not, and make your own decisions because that's how life works. Later.